So the estimate is roughly about 38 minutes, I guess I would say. We add all those, like maybe there's going to be a death or something. Both of these runs are going to be around 36 at the best, but 37, 38 is probably the estimate, I guess. The semi-final match is happening right now, or Jungle Rap Roll. This is the second one. The first one happened about 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. So what we're gonna see, good luck to both runners, by the way, since they started. So we're seeing both of them going through the tutorial. The tutorial is now being done because, well, they don't know how to play the game. These guys know how to play the game real well. They just have to grab that coin that you saw that they grabbed, and in combination with 3 coins for the Apple NPC, they're gonna buy the first weapon, the first and only weapon that they're gonna be using in the whole run. So they have the main weapon, like the basic weapon, which is the pea shooter, and they're grabbing now spread, which is one of the strongest weapons in general as a single weapon. They're gonna have to use it really aggressively though, because spread as a weapon has really short range. So in order to actually hit all of your shots, you have to be really close to the boss.
Now go!
So right now both of the runs are at Root Pack. Root Pack is the easiest boss in the game. Like, we can't really say much about this fight. There are potatoes, onions, and carrots, I guess. That's the only thing you're going to be seeing. The attacks are really easy to dodge, and the hitbox are so huge that spread is, well, so easy to use in this fight, I guess. Another interesting thing to see as Kaleva is using it right now, every weapon has a really strong attack. The basic weapon's strong attack is actually really effective in a lot of situations. So you will not really see a lot of the runs using the spread strong attack. Because the spread's short attack, strong attack, excuse me, splits into 8 different directions, you pretty much have to be inside the boss. So in a lot of situations and a lot of bosses later on, you're going to see the runners take damage to position themselves inside the boss and then use a spread AX, which is really strong. But as I said, you have to be inside the boss or inside the hitbox, I guess, but not the hurtbox, as you can see some other bosses later on. Hey Dylan. Both runners are really close so far, both of them getting the exact same RNG in the frogs. Usually there are 2 attacks. Either the long frog will do Fly's attack, or as you saw, the short one will do Hadouken punches, I guess I should say. This is pretty much the easiest RNG, because what I mean, if you get the Fly's attack, you have to do some damage boost in order to skip a phase. But with this pattern, you don't have to do anything at all. You just have to stay close to the frogs, and as you saw, they reach the 3rd phase really fast. So unfortunate RNG there for Kaleva. He got one of the most annoying attack patterns for this category. As I said, you want to be really close and use spread, but because these like flames from the red, I don't know what they are, platforms I guess, can be really problematic, you have to keep your distance and use pea shooter in most cases. Now, Wellisso got it as the second pattern, but the second pattern doesn't really matter that much because the boss is already way too low, so you kill him really fast, and you see both of them getting the knockout at the same time, but Wellisso was slightly faster because he got the better RNG. I see some Wellisso fans, or Wellisso supporters I would say, in chat. Hello guys. As both runs now go to Glitchless. Glitchless is an annoying fight. It's not the easiest, but it's not really the most difficult, of course. He jumps around and sometimes he delays his jumps, and that can be annoying, as I said earlier. But most of the times it's not going to be any problem, especially for the runners at this level. As you can see now, Kaleva is going to take a damage and use 2 spread AXs. This is the damage boost technique that I mentioned earlier that you're going to have to use with spread. And now they're gonna do another technique that Goopy Lagran doesn't really have a hurt box in his last phase, but if you stand on top of him, his hitbox, so you can use the spare DX without getting hit. Yeah, the average time is about 40 minutes, more or less. But I would say that these two runners will have lower than 40 if everything goes well. Right, moving on is right, give me a second. Yeah, moving on is gonna be Hildaberg. This is the first airplane level. Not really much to say. They're gonna do like some damage boost techniques. This fight can be a bit problematic sometimes, but the most important thing is, you know, the top runners, they're gonna do damage boost to do a lot of damage with one of the missiles. If you take damage from Hilda as she changes phases, you can use one of the missiles as she returns to the original position, and instead of doing, usually you do about 3 ticks of damage with your missile, you will do about 6 or 7 if I'm not mistaken. I haven't really counted that much. So yeah. So yeah, as most airplane levels, it's basically, the airplane levels in this game are basically like bullet hells. In a lot of situations, there's gonna be a lot of projectiles going on. So, apologies for yeah, so there's not really much to say about the overall fight. Other than damage boost in the last phase with the stars. Yeah, there's a lot of going on in the screen. Two cups, one race, pretty much.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
So yeah, both of them are really close. They are really experienced runners, as I said, so they're not really going to have problem with these fights early on in Island 1. But most importantly, they're going to be like really competitive times. They're going to have really competitive times as well. But every second in these boss fights actually helps a lot. So gaining that little extra second, for example, with RNG in the Frogs fight will help, or the 5 second on Root Pack, all of these little details in the end will add up. Yeah, Kevin Incarnation has probably some of the best moves in the game, but it's definitely a really annoying boss, as many of the attack timings can be quite problematic to dodge and keep doing damage, because what you want to do is keep doing damage. That's all you want to do. I mean, to be fair, loading times in both of these scenarios is pretty much the same. Are pretty much the same. So they're gonna differ by like a few seconds. You're gonna see later on some fights are more difficult, so they're gonna be playing better and such. They're gonna be gaining advantage over those few seconds that they're gonna win.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
By moving on to Island 2, I mean, both of them are going to do Baron's Bonbon, as you see. This fight is definitely based on a lot of mini-bosses and such. You can see, like, already both of them are there. They're going to pick up the bombs, so that's why they start with Bonbon. There's not really much to say about this one. That's why I haven't really said anything. There is like specific RNG with mini bosses, but it's not really that big of a deal. The important thing is that they're gonna be picking up the upgrade for the airplane later on, so they won't really have any problem with some airplane bosses. So moving on to the last phase. As you see, both of them are going to tag Baroness Bonbon. Kaleva had the HP to take a few hits, but he didn't really opt to do that because he was a bit scared that he's not going to get the knockout. So he opted to be slightly more passive, I guess. Moving on, they're going to get the upgrades, and they're going to move to the Jimmy fight. The Jimmy fight is a really easy one. Like pretty much every single boss fight in this game, airplane boss fight, it's basically a puzzle game, I guess, because what you need to do is probably dodge everything. Damage is gonna be there 100%, but you're gonna have to manage your EXs, most importantly. This is like the important thing. Like, you can see them parry specific stuff. They're gonna do techniques on the pillars in the second phase of Jimmy. They're gonna use the bombs, the big bombs, like on the right time. Like, this is the important thing for them, managing EXs. So yeah, you saw earlier that both of them did the pillars. They used 4 shots and they used a bomb. They got the more EX with that. The Jimmy fight in general is not really difficult. Like, you see both of them storming through that fight. Yeah, it's basically when to parry specific stuff and when to use the big bomb. That's basically it. Oh, Wellisso with a really unfortunate death in the third phase of Jimmy. As Kaleva gets the knockout, this is gonna cost a lot for Wellisso, because Jimmy, as I said, is really kind of an easy fight, and you don't really expect to die in this one. Airplane levels in general are really slow. They take a lot of time. As you saw, Kaleva had a 133, which is not because he didn't play well, it's because the airplane levels are really slow in general, right? So a cost in airplane levels costs you a lot of time, and you should probably not be like that. Oh yeah, nerves in a race, that can happen, but this is a huge disadvantage for Wellisso, that is for sure. As Kaleva now is on Beppy. Beppy is he can be a bit difficult, and it really depends on how much damage you'll take on the first phase. You saw Kaleva taking 1 damage there because he opted to do a technique that you stay behind Beppy. And staying behind Beppy allows you like to use spread on the first phase. But if you get an unfortunate pattern, you can get hit early on and you're gonna like lose 1 HP. The rest of the fight though is not really difficult, so you won't really see Kaleva having a problem with it. As another RNG fact goes into consideration, he got the Golden Horse on Beppy, as you saw earlier. Getting the Golden Horse doesn't really allow you to one cycle the third phase, so he had to lose about 3 seconds for the Beppy. And the last phase is really easy. That's why you see him storming. As Wellisso, actually, I think he got 128. On the Jimmy fight, if I'm not mistaken. That is a really impressive time on Jimmy. So I said both of these guys are really good at this game, right? And as I also mentioned that Wellisso has the race experience, he's gonna be good, you know. He's gonna be calm. The death will affect him somehow, but he's experienced with races, so he will 100% recover from it. You know, he's gonna do his own thing. And Kaleva, he's going to continue on his own pace. I'm pretty sure that he wants to get really close to his PB times, get like sub 33 minutes without load times, which is pretty impressive. So he's gonna play aggressive, I believe so. So there is a chance that Wellisso might catch up because Kaleva will try to be aggressive. One thing to mention for those who don't really realize that Kaleva's movement and EX management and position in airplane level is one of the best, in my opinion, in the game. He gets some ridiculous times in those bosses. And specific for Wally Wobbles, his best time is 58 seconds. And I don't think I've seen anyone doing it in a run other than Kaleva. Maybe the current world record holders, they will have had a similar time, but I'm not aware of anyone else who had a similar time on one world. So yeah, you see the runners are about a boss away, I guess. Usually that death from Jimmy, because it happened on the third phase, we estimate that it's going to be about a minute. So because Kaleva had some really fast fights, the difference might be about a minute and 10 seconds or something like that. So it's not really that big if Kaleva doesn't really choke on some bosses, right? So we want to see him play really well. So let's see. Yeah, I mentioned that Kaleva is really insane on airplane level. Right now he's on the Dragon, and Dragon is probably one of the most annoying bosses for many people in this category. You know, you can practice all you want with Dragon, right? You can always survive the Dragon. But one thing is for sure, you will 100% say that the Dragon is annoying. Like, no matter how good you are at the Dragon is always going to be annoying. So far he has 3 HP moving to the second phase. You can see him, he's gonna ride the clouds and change to spread once he gets closer. And at the same time, he's using some EXs, I believe, when he has the chance. So he's gonna get a somewhat quick kill moving to the third phase, as well as he gets a knockout on Wally Wobbles with a really good time, I believe, so as well. Yeah, 105 on Wally is pretty good. Well, he gets a really early hit on the platforms there, the clouds. As you see, he wants to be aggressive, so he wants to use some EXs. He got the Dragon, the cloud there, but he's at 1 HP. Let's see if he can clutch it. He clutches the fight. That is really important for Kaleva, as he had some troubles early on today. So getting that knockout will surely help his boost his morale. The time is not, in my opinion, what he wanted from that fight, but for many speedruns in a race environment, everything below 120, I guess, is really acceptable. Yeah, Wellisso trying to be really aggressive with spread, and he rides clouds if he doesn't really feel comfortable using P-Sure and some EXs there. So he's moving to the second phase with quite a lot of EX cards to use. So he's in a really good spot right now. So as Wellisso is gonna clutch the Dragon in the third phase, really difficult phase. Kaleva is on the B, and the B can be really difficult, especially if you take an early hit like he did. Oh, Wellisso is on 1 HP right now on the last phase of the Dragon. This is gonna be really close for him. Kaleva had a lot of trouble at the B lately. The RNG in the platforms can be really problematic. So if he gets some really good RNG with those platforms as he gets, he's not really going to have a problem with it. As Wellisso is at 1 HP, he gets some really close dodges. Let's see if he can... Oh my god, the dodges! No, he cannot dodge that one. It was unfortunately because he was switching clouds and he was still shooting with a P-Shooter, so he shot diagonally the fireball, and that fireball got him. That is going to hurt him a lot. That's another minute lost there for Wellisso. as Kaleva gets a really nice knockout there from the B, usually what you expect to do there is wait on a middle pattern and now go to transition to the airplane level, so you get a really quick kill as he's about to transition. But Kaleva wanted to be fast, so he didn't really want to lose time doing another cycle on that boss. The race is not over yet though. Despite the fact that Wellisso is behind, Kaleva has to go through some annoying bosses. They're not necessarily the most difficult bosses, but they are unique in their own way. So each speedrunner, in my opinion, has a specific one that they don't really like that much. So especially like the later bosses can be a bit difficult. As Wellisso gets a knockout on the dragon, I believe it's a yeah, 112 is pretty good. So you see a technique that Kaleva used right there. The bomb reload time can be actually be managed in downtime. What I mean is when the boss is about to transition, you can actually hold the bomb a bit, not fire, switch to the machine gun, and then with a really quick switch, you can sneak one bomb in. And then you have to wait, of course, for the cooldown, but you're going to see that technique being used from high-tier speedrunners if they have the bomb upgrade for the airplanes. He gets a really nice knockout. That's 100% below 1 minute. Oh, it's 1 minute. All right, you know what? It's not 100% 1 minute. I lied to you, and I apologize. Please don't roast me. Alright, so moving on, he's gonna fight Sally stage play. I gotta say, like, Sally is definitely one of the easiest boss fights in the game. Can be a bit problematic sometimes, but I don't think that these speedrunners at this caliber they will have any problem with it. So we're gonna see some clean fights, I think. As Wellisso now is on the second phase of the B, and he's about to get the quick kill, I believe, if he has some platform margin. I think he does, yeah. He has some really nice platforms. As you can see, the B will not transform into the airplane. He gets a knockout. That is a phase skip. You know, it's not a glitch, so don't worry about it. It's a quick kill, I guess I would say, in that situation. So you kill the B by doing enough damage to not go into the airplane phase. So you can see Kaleva now holding 5EXs and see a technique that he's using. He's going to use 5EXs like that and gets a really quick knockout. Sally's stage play still has a hitbox as he's about to transition. So by firing those EXs, you actually hit her as she enters the screen. So you've already done enough damage to her. And switching quickly to spread, you get a really nice quick kill right there. Important to mention now that Wellisso is in the robot fight. I forgot to mention Kaleva's side. The bomb upgrade is significant, has really good use in this fight particularly, because by using the bombs, you take down the middle and the bottom part of the robot at pretty much the same time, so you don't really have any problems. As Wellisso is on the last phase of Dr. Wally is on Mega Man, I believe. On Dr. Carl's robot with 1 HP through the bullet hell. Let's see if you can actually catch it. Yeah, he gets a knockout. Nicely done there. Kaleva is using some really aggressive strat. No, he's not gonna go. I said Dr. Wally, not Wily, as well. It was a cross-reference between Mega Man and the Wally Wobbles fight, I guess. So Kaleva used some interesting technique, getting that air time to dodge the flamethrower, but he's not really using advanced technique that I showed him earlier today to do some damage boost. I guess in a race environment he wanted to play a bit safe. He got the 57, but with enough practice, if he plays aggressive and does specific damage boost, you can get a 52 in that fight. Yeah, he's done with Tom and Jerry, as he's right now transitioning to the one of the annoying bosses in the game. And the reason is you can lose a lot of time there in Briny Beard just because of RNG. So the important thing about the RNG in this fight is because Briny Beard, as you see now, he summons some pets. You usually don't want to see this attack particularly that he did. He summons some sea dogs or dog fishes, whatever that you kind of call it, and it's a bit difficult to dodge and a bit like annoying, I guess, to keep doing damage. The shark is a really easy one, as it doesn't really hurt you that much. So he gets a 3 cycle because he got some decent RNG. He played the dogfish actually pretty well. And he's probably gonna get the quick kill as well if he doesn't mess this up. He messed it up, but you can actually get a really quick kill. He barely missed it. If you time your EXs properly there. But nevertheless, 50 seconds on Captain Brinybeard is something that you want to see. Like, he got some decent RNGs, the third pattern was pretty good. He played the Dogfish pattern extremely well, really aggressive, using the airtime from EXs to dodge those attacks. And now he's going to move on to a Calamaria fight, as Wellisso is on the Werner Vermin. And it's a really difficult... Werner Vermin, you know this Kaleva storming through it, but he had to play kind of safe. Werner Vermin can be really annoying, so let's see if Wellisso is going to have a good time on him. Calamaria again on the first phase can be a bit annoying with what RNG you get, because there are specific attack patterns or attack combinations that you don't really want to see. And another interesting thing is some of the attacks gives you parable things. And as I mentioned earlier, in airplane levels, you want parable things, right? You have to manage your EXs and such. So getting a specific parable things can give you nukes easier and a really faster time to clear the boss. As Wellisso gets the knockout, he did not have any problem in the second and third phase of Werner Vermin. That was a really clean fight from Wellisso. He also got a 58 as well. So you're gonna see Kaleva playing it a bit safe here. Even though he has the 2 HP, he opts to wait a little bit before he goes up and down the platform. Usually you can barely see that pillar. They're not gonna rest on it. And you can dodge like up and right, it's not really that difficult, but he wanted to play a bit safe. He got 108, which is a pretty competitive time in my opinion. Let's see what RNG will Wellisso get on Captain Brinybeard. So right now he gets the Wishman. He's gonna be on the Shark. Shark is really easy pattern. It's a really fast pattern though, so maybe if he gets another bad combination, he will not have an easy 3 cycle. And he gets the Squid, so he will most likely get a 3 cycle Captain Brinybeard. Both of the runners get pretty good RNG in one of the most difficult fights. Yeah, he gets a 3 cycle there. Pretty nicely done. It's a double elimination, and this fight, this match is the semi-final of the winners bracket. So interesting technique that you're going to see Kaleva use. He's not going to use any. He's going to use spread a little bit, and now he's going to use all the excess on the skull, the skeleton, to get a really quick kill, 2 cycle skeleton fight there. And by the way, both runners got a 50 on Captain Brinybeard, which is pretty remarkable, as that fight really depends on RNG. Right, so interestingly enough, we're gonna see Kaleva going for the 1 cycle last phase train. I don't know if he's gonna be able to manage that, but it's gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna pull it out, because he was practicing that earlier. So you gather 5 EXs. You can do it even with 4, but it can be a bit tricky. As you can see, he's gonna fire the, and as he fires it, he has to hit 3 times on the engine, and so you spread to get the 1 cycle, and he gets it on the race as well. I'm so glad about that. Now Kaleva will have a 120, I believe, in the fight. 122 because he had really bad RNG in the third phase, but he got the 1 cycle on the engine. That was pretty good. I'm really happy about that because I recently found out about this, but it was actually Kaleva's observation. He asked me, "Do you think we can do the 1 cycle?" And I tested the theory that he had with 5 EXs, and I managed to do it. And I'm pretty happy that he actually managed to pull it out as well. So that was pretty good. As Wellisso now moves on to the third phase of Kalamaria, you can see him do as I said. He's gonna stick to the head, he's gonna see the platform, and he's not gonna go back because Wellisso has experience in all these boss fights. We do exactly the same thing in the main category in the pre-patch version. And Wellisso has been running this game for about 6 or 7 months, so he knows all the old school strats. He has a really nice time there as well. Moving on to King Dai's fight. King Dai's is kind of a difficult fight depending on what RNG you will get on the hearts. The reason being is you have the same HP in all the individual mini bosses there. So far I didn't pay attention to the RNG. He got 1 heart on number 8. Important to mention that the route that the runners are going to take is 2, 4, and 8. Because the mini bosses in number 2, number 4, and number 8 are the easiest in the roulette. Easiest and fastest, I guess I should say. They're not really that easy, now that I think about it, compared to some other options, but they are definitely faster as they have less HP. Let's see if Wellisso gets the 2 cycle there on the skeleton. It's gonna be a bit close. I don't think he can get it. He opts to go for a safer strat, not go and use the EXs, and go for the 3 cycle skeleton and have the EXs to use on the third phase, the twin creature things that they are there. So as you see, at the lower part of the head, you can use an EX and do maximum damage. As I said, spread EX is really strong. So he opted to use all of those EXs and use some tissue as well. He's getting like really quick kills on the third phase, on the twin header phase, but he's not gonna be able to 1 cycle the engine. So that he traded like, I don't know, 2 seconds of faster twin phase to a 4-second loss on the 2 cycle on the engine. At 1 HP Wellisso, the 1 HP warrior, he gets the knockout. He's known to clutch all the fights. It's not really that big of a problem. As Kaleva is done pretty much with that fight, he stormed through King Dai's, and he won't really have a problem finishing off this fight, as it's pretty much a really easy fight, the King Dai's one. You just have to pair the cards and use some EXs to get some knockout. He gets a knockout. Really nicely done. I don't think it was pretty much a flawless, I guess, execution there for everything. 211 is pretty good. He didn't do any weird strats. As far as like weird strats, I mean doing some fast rolls on the dice. It's like a new technique that we found. It's a bit risky if you're not feeling comfortable. It can save you about, I believe, 1 second every dice roll, but it's really risky to do in a lot of situations. And right now, Kaleva is about to go in the final boss fight in this run. And it's going to be a really nice one because the last boss is a really difficult one. The devil, well, we're not playing with the devil, right? We say no to the devil and we have to go through hell, literally, and metaphorically, I guess. So for speedrunners, there's a specific pattern that we don't want to see, and commentator squares, maybe I should not have even mentioned that. He got it as soon as he said it. The spider attack, as we call it, is the slowest one because it's well, extremely slow as it goes off screen and you cannot hit it. And another thing to mention is that you cannot really hit a lot because spread you have to have DPS. It has like a really big fire rate, so the head doesn't really stay there for much. Luckily, therefore, Kaleva, the spiral attack, instead of doing 5 attacks, did only 3 charges. So it wasn't really that big of a time loss there for Kaleva. As he moves now to Hell, and this is actually a really difficult part of the run. Funny enough, this specific part right now, because there are quite a few mini bosses spawning, it can be a bit difficult to dodge everything that is happening on the screen. Dodging the scars, the platforms, and the mini bosses as they charge at you. So far, he's having a flawless battle, and he's about to get the GG's. He gets a knockout, 35-26 GG's from Kaleva, and man, that race from Kaleva was insanely good. The time that he got was insanely good, I might say. The best time that we got so far in the tournament is 35 minutes and 11 seconds by Multi-Luigi 100. And right now, Kaleva got about 15 seconds slower than Luigi's. So that means that he was in a sub 33 minute pace, I believe. So I'm gonna try to bring him in for an interview. So I'm gonna try to bring him for an interview as Wellisso is about to finish the King Dice fight. As I said, the bosses are really easy for the King Dice. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna bring him for an interview, and then I'm gonna see what he says for the times, the followers times. Wellisso right now on the last phase, he's at 1 HP. He has to play some cards. Don't mess it up. He gets the knockout. That was a bit scary there for. That was a bit scary there for Wellisso, as he almost didn't parry that card. He gets a 212. Both of the rounds had incredible King Dice fight. Incredible King Dice fight. That was pretty amazing. So I'm gonna try to ask him to join us for an interview. As Wellisso now is about to go to the Devil fight. As I said, Devil fight is a difficult one, and Wellisso has proved in both races that he was on that despite the fact he was at 1 HP from the first phase, he managed to clutch the fight. So let's see if he actually gets the same thing here. 1 HP warrior getting the the kill on Devil, clutching the fight. Let's see if he managed to do it three times in a row.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Kaleva. Congratulations on your victory, dude. This race was insane from you. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say that I definitely had a awesome time. Like, it's a sub 33, and I'm very happy with it. But yeah, I had some kind of like really average fights, like overall, really much in this race. But I can't be mad about that time. Like, it's awesome. I could pull off that sub 33. I'm really happy about it.
Getting sub 33 in a race is ridiculous. I'm speechless, dude. That was pretty nice to watch. All your fights were pretty good. I know you can do better. I've seen you do better, of course. But nevertheless, tournament safety, you want to play safe on the races. It's acceptable, of course. And yeah, you had a really flawless race, I gotta say. As Wellisso, by the way, is at 1 HP again on the Devil. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna get the knockout again on 1 HP on the last phases of the Devil. GG to Wellisso as well, as he finishes his race. And yeah, the 1 HP warrior lived up his name, I guess. So can you tell me like how do you feel about one cycling the engine on the train?
I was so happy about it. I didn't believe I could pull that off because I've had like trouble with it, to say at least, but
GG.
yeah, it was awesome. I got it.
Man hat den Kampfsteuercheck gerade gehört. Ja, ich weiß schon, habe ich leider nicht geschafft. Aber ich habe auch gerade gesehen,
Yeah, I'm trying to bring Wellisso here for an interview as well.
All right.
That one cycle there on the train, I'm pretty proud of you.
Yep.
I've seen you.
I mean, I learned from the best. Oh,
The best being the wolf. As
yeah, I think Wolf came up with it.
it was actually you who came up with the observation.
Oh,
I
was
listened to
it?
you. Yeah, you said,
Okay.
"Do you think we can do this if we have 5EXs?" And well, I'm crazy enough, and I tried it, and I did it. And then the wolf, of course, perfected it with 4. Yeah, you came up with the observation once again, as many times you've done, even with the frog skip that we found. I'm really glad that you are like in the speedrunning community because you have been improving a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I was saying to everyone that you actually got a PB this morning, right?
Yeah, it was 20 seconds faster than my time now. And yeah, basically how this time or run was different from the run in the morning. I had like really something like average World 2 fights where I lost like 2 seconds each, and I can see it in my splits also. Like I lost 5 seconds to Jimmy, I think 7 seconds to Baroness, and such fights like that. So I lost time on some really easy fights where I would go more like YOLO if it was actual PB attempt. I'm happy about how this turned out.
Yeah, that was pretty remarkable race. As you know, something that I mentioned to everyone, pretty insane in your airplane levels, and you've showcased to everyone, even in this race, that your airplane levels are pretty insane, man. I don't know how you pull some of those wally wobbles times.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What I have to say about airplane levels in this game is that in some games where they have like these normal levels and then there's something like underwater or airplane levels and such, in this game they have executed the airplane levels so well. It's enjoyable to play on those levels, I gotta say. So yeah, I really like airplane levels in this game, and I kind of missed the sub 1 minute volley in this run, which I'm kind of mad. It was so close again.
Maybe you still have a chance to do it in the finals of the the winners bracket against the Potato 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a very interesting match to watch as well. We're going to bring Wellisso here now for an interview. I'm pretty sure Wellisso can hear us now. Can you hear us?
Oh, how
Wellisso, congratulations, dude. I mean, congratulations on a really remarkable time going up against Kaleva, who had an insane time in this race. How do you feel overall about this?
To be honest, kind of relieved. As I saw the time that you had in real-time attempt from 35, I said to myself, wow, even if I managed to do my perfect PB, or after my PB, I still would have beaten you. And after my stupid mistakes, well, so congrats on that time. Huge respect.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, the race was actually pretty close The race was pretty close, as I mentioned, like on the first island, even after Bon Bon. You guys pretty much were on the Jimmy fight at the same time. Wellisso, I feel your pain there on Pinocchio, on the puppet there. I hate that guy, I gotta say. Like, that guy can mess you up if you go like up close as you try to parry some of the stuff. And I gotta say, he has debated me many times. And I was about to parry that thing. I got hit by the bullets and died many times. So I feel you there, dude.
I always struggle to learn a good variation to manage the movement of the. I got hit there, which was the second. Thanks a lot. It was really strange in that. I didn't know how to handle it because I wanted to parry, but then I got hit again. Strange.
Yeah, I tell you, Pinocchio is hell, man. Like, that fight always really easy in general, but Pinocchio's face is trolling. That the only word I gotta say. So, gentlemen, Kaleva, as I said earlier, you're gonna be facing the Potato 1 to 3 on the finals of the winners bracket. But this is not over for Wellisso, for Team Wellisso guys in chat. Wellisso
Yeah.
is gonna bring us one of the most interesting matches, rematches, I guess I would say, in the tournament. Something that a lot of us are really expecting to see: the match between Wellisso and Jason. Oh my god, this is gonna be a really nice one, as the first one had been extremely close. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what you guys are gonna bring again, all of us.
Because we always said, oh, we want to rematch, we want to see what happens in the next one, and I'm really excited to play against Jason again.
Still need to win my next. No, Jason, you are going to play. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right, Jason. All right, my apologies. That is my bad. Because Orange Puddings has not even submitted his score. I made a mistake, right? So hashtag blame Orange Puddings in that one. Because I told him to report that score, but he hasn't done it yet. Yeah, Jason has to play Orange Puddings first, and the winner between that match is going to play against Wellisso. So my dude Orange hasn't really made his duty to report the score there.
Okay.
It's alright. Yeah. So, gentlemen, any last thoughts before we close the broadcast?
Well, what could I say? I'm really happy I made it to the finals. I really didn't believe this at the first place, but I've been practicing really intensely for a few weeks during this tourney, so yeah, I'm excited.
Wellisso, what about you? What do you think overall?
Thanks a lot again for everyone. I did in the tournament, like podcasting, your commentary, the game, and also thanks a lot for Kaleva for the till Baron till Jimmy close matchup.
Yeah, thank you too.
Yeah, wish you good luck.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. GG's to both runners. The race was pretty good. Top tier content, as I was expecting from both of you guys. What I do have to say is also big thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting this event. They have been pretty great with all the restreams and such.
Definitely.
I'm really looking forward to future tournaments as well. If everything goes well, we still collaborate with them. Another special shout out to Fiesel. He has been doing a lot of job, so really appreciate that, dude. And yeah, I think that's it from us. Hope everyone's gonna have a good day. See you, everyone.
Yeah, bye bye.
Oh, I guess I should mention the future schedule, right? I'm gonna play tomorrow at 4 a.m. EDT. It's really early for Americans, but for us Europeans, it's at 9 a.m. with TMR, the match against TMR, the Mexican runner. And there is a chance that there would not be a restream, but we will definitely have a multi-stream for that, in case you guys want to see both of our perspectives. But it was a deal that we made to do it early on because it fits both of us schedules. That is for sure. But yeah, I don't think there is another match scheduled yet. I think Jason mentioned something about 11 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Oh, tomorrow 11 a.m. EST is the match between Jason and Orange Puddings. So, all right. So if everyone wants to see more Cuphead, tomorrow we have 2 matches. Probably one of them is going to be on Speed Gaming, and it's going to be at 11 a.m. EDT tomorrow, right? So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.